And at the top of the second half, it's 16-9. Easton leads the scoring with 4.
And that's why she commands $7,000 a year. These gals sure do make it look difficult.
But is having this minor skill worth being so unattractive? That's for the fan to decide. Yay!
If you think there's a patriarchy, fine, I'll concede. Sure there is. And you know what? It loves its daughters.
Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man.
What's going on, fam? I'm Jay, the official elected official, and this is the NBA WNBA Paradigm. Do me a solid. Like, sub, share, speak. Let's get this party started. For around a year, I've wanted to talk about the WNBA, ever since the players started complaining about their compensation, which is higher than the national average, but the rush of videos thoroughly dismantling their arguments for comparable pay to the NBA flooded the internet. Also, as you can see, I haven't had much trouble conceptualizing videos, so it hasn't really been pressing, but I could use a good editing breather, and nothing works better than the endless supply of WNBA bloopers. My dad used to say to me, all the time, that if God ever made anything better than a woman, he kept it for himself. My dad placed the pussy on a pedestal, and as the seed of such a man, it didn't take long for me to figure out why. The battery that a woman can put in a man's back is a powerful thing. It's endorphins and neurons firing off, and the only clear objective is her smile. Now, of course, not all. There are billions of people on this planet, and experiences will undoubtedly vary. But in general, what's deemed normal or traditional got that way because of the stability those concepts provide. It's so odd how many have made the smile a negative when its entire purpose is to signify joy, but I'm digressing. The WNBA is a self-proclaimed political movement more than a professional basketball league. The culture within its ranks promotes alternative lifestyles that don't particularly lend themselves to family friendliness. And when you add that to the inferior product on the court, it isn't a wonder that while the men's game makes over a reported $7 billion a year, the women's league generates around $25 million, whilst receiving a yearly stipend from the men's league in the reported range of $12 million. Oh wait, there's more. The men's league also encompasses the women's league in their own TV deals, meaning these networks are being forced to air the women's game. The entire setup reiterates a long-standing point on this channel. Ladies, ultimately us men, we love and want to protect you. Ensure your comfort and stability. Problem is, you can't save people from themselves, which is why the WNBA is such a perfect example. I'll put it to you like this, using my man brain. If I got paid on average around $70K a year to hoop at this skill set and only have to play a little over 40 games a year with playoffs and championship included, fam, I would be cashing those checks quietly because by all standard business metrics, the WNBA shouldn't exist. But because the patriarchy loves its daughters, and yes, the NBA is daddy in this scenario, the WNBA has been given well over 2 decades of coasting on the credit cards, but acting as if they've dropped an ounce of sweat earning the cash they're spending. Since the WNBA's inaugural season in 1997, there have been 30 professional North American sports leagues to go belly up. And yes, I'm counting the obscure rugby and soccer leagues alongside baseball, basketball, and football ventures, the most recent being the AAF debacle, which didn't make it to its inaugural championship game, and the most notable being the XFL, which is set to make a return for reasons unbeknownst. Look, WNBA and its incredibly managed players. Be grateful that you have an opportunity to do something you supposedly love and would do for free at a pay rate that far exceeds that of your average countryman, with an option to go overseas and make even more scratch. Count your blessings, sis. Sit down and be humble. You're not men, and to be honest, it would go a long way if your league reflected and embraced that difference instead of trying to upend it. If God ever made anything better than a woman, he kept it for himself. but that really extends to women that actually enjoy being feminine women and relish in the virtue of her inherent vulnerability, which is why the relationship between the NBA and WNBA is so interesting, because it is a perfect illustration of the male and female paradigm here in the West. Well guys, that's gonna do it. Thanks so much for putting up with me. Please, all the internet stuff, like, sub, share, speak. I don't have any problem with the WNBA existing, nor the players looking to make as much cash as possible. This is America, and that's the name of the game. But to be making delusional claims of equality to the equality play that the men's game offer is just so removed from reality that this video must exist. Disagree? Well, that's what the comments are for. And until the next video, love.
It's a completely different sport. The men are a lot faster, and they serve harder, they hit hard. It's just a different game, and I love to play women's tennis, and I only want to play girls because I don't want to be embarrassed.